Okay, we're gonna start. We already playing, so we're gonna have half an hour for you to sharing about your practice, about your concerns, questions, and how do you feel or what have you learned during the week. So I would like to invite you to voluntarily to share. You have 5 minutes for sharing. Firstly, the first question is what have you learned this week? About yourself, about the health in general. Secondly, how do you feel while you practiced the hand section during the week? What have you learned? How do you feel? And thirdly, is there any question, any concern that you want to point out to the group to discuss about or to Olga to answer? Okay, usually about the three questions. I'm gonna try. Okay, so I invite all of you, anyone who ready to share, so please do so. I realize that we have only 4 submissions in the group from Huy, Yun, Vũ, and Giang Lê. So, and okay, so anyone who feel ready can turn on your microphone and start talking. We not have the internet.
Okay, so I would start first. Okay. So I start with the heart first. Recently I do not feel any physical pain or feel uneasy. Recently, but yesterday when I woke up, I felt a little bit pain in my left hand, right here, and I just don't know why, because I did not carry anything heavy or do anything like harm my hand, and I just don't know why I hurt a little bit here. So, but I just let it go and just don't care about it. And finally, is today is not hurt anymore, and I just don't know why. Yes, I just want to talk about it. And the next thing is that when sometimes when I study, I feel very overwhelmed. That and like I feel very uneasy and I feel hot and feel. I mean, it's very uncomfortable to me when I study a lot or sit in a long time. And in that time, I need to get out of the room and go outside and take a breath and like walk around or do things to help me to relax. So and that really helped me to get over that feeling, as an easy feeling. Mm. Um. And luckily, I have some sections about trauma healing, and now I think that I can heal myself uh, from that trauma, from the childhood trauma. I'm not completely healed from it, but now I know how to deal with myself and how to heal it. And I'm really thankful and grateful about that. And just at the start of this week, I just realized that I have wasted a lot of time on social media, so I decided to deactivate my Facebook for a while, for a few days, because I have a few things on Facebook to turn it on, so I I active it again. But I did uninstall it on my phone, and I do not use it anymore, at least for until now. And I think that is really a good choice, because now I have I think I have more time to do my work, to do my thing. Um, yeah, and um, and when I realized that I have feel more time for myself, I started to learn to fold origami paper, and I also I also learned to sew the pants for myself. I also started to writing. I get up in the morning to free writing. I wrote down everything that appear on my mind until I feel that I do not want to write anymore in the morning. And before I go to bed, I also write the diary. I reflect, I look back on my day and write down what I have learned or what I have experienced. Yeah, and what I have learned from the day. Or maybe I just write down what I have gone through during the day. And of course, thankfully, when I finish the diary, I noticed that it's almost take about 40 to 60 minutes. So I'll just go to sleep, and I also did not use the phone. So I also simultaneously I did not use the phone before go to bed. And I think that is also very good because I did not use the phone instead before going to bed. That's the heart, and now is the hands. As I mentioned before, I digital detox. I use less social media and do not use phone before go to bed. And I also started to writing, and that's my habit right now. I have written for 8 days already, and I also practice to go to bed early and get up early also. It's been 8 days also, but there are 1 or 2 days that I did not go to bed early because I have write the diary and it just took a lot of time that I did not notice that. And I also running or exercising at the afternoon. I have been doing this for a very long time since the quarantine happened in Vietnam, and I just continue to do what I have done before. So I guess that what I have done and have learned throughout the week. And here are I have 2 questions that I wanted to ask. The first one is I want to take a cold shower in the morning. I want it's a method to train myself, and I don't know if that is the good method to train myself. And besides, I would sleep 6 hours or 7 to 8 hours to get enough sleep. But recently, I tried to sleep at 6 hours, and I also find myself okay with that. I do not feel tired or do not feel exhausted during the day. And I don't know whether it's good if I do this in a long time. So that's my 2 questions. And I just finished my report. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Hui. So I just do a week reminder. So we're gonna do not interrupt you during the talk. So anyone who gonna take turn and talk, please pay attention to the chat box. We're gonna remind you of the remaining time there, and please keep in mind that you only have 5 minutes for talking. So please keep it short to 5 or 6 minutes. And now I will invite you to call anyone that you feel and ask them to report. Hoya, you're mute.
I want to invite Uyên. Hello Uyên.
Okay, you can use my
cho nó ổn tao rồi.
Ok rồi. Lovely Duyên. Câu hỏi.
So for me, in this week, I think just like usually every day after waking up, I will practice some yoga or stretch or work out. And this morning when I do not do it right after waking up, I go to the beach, and at that time I can feel that it's become the routine that I have to do every day. Like I will see the difference between the day that I do not do it right after waking up and the day that I do it. Yeah, and I think it's the thing that it's make me feel the difference. So after going to the beach, I cannot start my day, and I need to do the yoga. And this week I also tried drinking lemon every morning. Like before, I drink many kinds of not many kinds, but someday I just drink some fermented probiotics that I made myself. And for this week, I add some lemon. Actually, I do not see some big difference, but I can feel that my body want to drink it. Yeah, so in general, in this week, I feel that I eat and drink and do things intuitively. Like if it's cold, I want to drink tea, and if someday that it rainy, I need to do some strong workout to sweat. And for the sunny day, I just do some yoga like that. So yeah, in general, it's that. Okay, that's my journal. So now I will invite someone.
Any question or concern that you want to iterate, or how do you feel? Like, do you want to share?
No, I think that's all.
Okay, we can invite the next one.
I will invite Vũ.
Hello. So this week I only try to take on and try one practice each week, because if it's a lot, then I cannot remember, I can't keep up with. So this week I took the advice of Olga about drinking lemonade every morning seriously. So since Monday, I right after I woke up, I wake up, I drink a cup of lamb. I add the ingredient is warm water, a little bit of sea salt, and a little bit of lamb juice. So I took this every morning with an empty stomach. So the reason I want to try is because I want to testify your theory, your advice. I want to see it if it's good or not. And because like since childhood, my mom always told me that lemonade have a high level of acidity. So if I drink it when I'm hungry, then I will develop stomach disease, or I will get stomach ache. And so I want to test that theory. So in reality, when I try to do it this week, I have a very positive experience actually. I can feel that it stimulates my digestion. It helped me poop easier. Um, I don't have any pain or any problem with my stomach when I drink it. And the most surprising thing is that I I don't get sleepy in the morning, especially around 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. anymore. I feel that I have like I am more awake than before, and yeah, I don't feel sleepy at that time in the morning anymore. Um, so I'm still curious if I continue to do it in the long term. What is the So this is my question for you, Olga. So what is the mechanism behind drinking lamb juice? Um, so some people say it's good when you drink it in the morning, but some people say it's bad. So what is your perspective on this issue? Um, yeah, even though my body have good experience, I'm still want to explore this practice more. So yeah, and I also about the head, I also read about digital detox in the recommendation list Thiên gave out, but I didn't have time to practice it seriously because this week I have a lot of work in front of the computer. So and I cannot get rid of that. So I'm still wondering if I cannot like keep myself out of the screen, then how do I protect myself? Yeah, I have that's my experience this week.
Thank you, Vũ. Can you tie the last question about digital detox to the roof? And okay, you can invite the next person.
Can I invite chị An Lê to share your practice this week with us?
Okay, thanks, Em. I will try to be brief. Okay. To be honest, I didn't change anything from my daily routine because all I did last week was my daily routine from previous time. However, the practice that the team put in the group pushed me to be more disciplined about my good habit that I'm trying to follow, because sometimes I was too busy working that I forgot to do meditation or drink water. Yeah, so thanks Thiên and you guys for put the practice. And so I feel quite good when I can how to say encourage myself to practice what I believe that will be good for my mental health and physical health also. And I have one question for Olga and anyone if you guys have experience, because I don't consume meat, but I still have fish as one of the main source of protein. So I have a concern about uric acid and mercury in some kind of food that people say that not good for your health. So how many servings or how many grams of each? For example, I usually have at least two servings of salmon per week. So is it okay, or should I reconsider it? Yeah, that's on my side. So maybe we only have one left. So I will invite Phương to share her experience last week.
And dear, can you write your question in the chat box as well?
Okay.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so to be honestly, that I didn't practice too much during a whole week, due to I'm really busy for the deadline of the online working. And by the way, actually, I practice once is I try to leave my phone and my laptop around just 40 to a half hour before I go to bed. I think that 1 hour, if start 1 hour from now on, it's really hard for me to practice. So I want to start step by step. So it take a half of hour, and I feel that normally when I move from the school dormitory to rent house, that I nearly just only can sleep at night around 1 a.m. in the morning. But now when I try to leave my phone and my laptop just a half hour every night before I go to bed, and I feel that I can be easier to sleep easier around 12. So I think it's a really good change for me. So and with a good sleep, and I can wake up earlier in the morning, and I can have breakfast around 8 a.m. in the morning. It's really good for me, because normally I have breakfast at 9 a.m. in the morning in Taiwan, and so I will have lunch around 2 a.m. But now the time my breakfast, lunch time, and dinner time, it changed a little bit, maybe just a 1 hour, but I think it's really good to my stomach now. Yeah, that's all the thing that I practice, and what I think about I changed about my daily routine during 1 week. Yeah, it's over.
Cảm ơn chị Phương. Thank you, chị Phương. And we're still waiting for QnA question in the chat box. And chị Phương, if you have any question, you can also write in the chat box as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for sharing. It seems like you have a great week of practices. I really love to hear what you share in terms of what have you learned, what you practiced, and how you changed, and what you realized during the week. I think it's good practice so far. So now it's time for us to go to the group discussion and Q&A with Olga as well. So do you want to have a discussion of the version that we write here in Vietnamese or in English? English or Vietnamese?
English.
English, okay, English. Thôi, English or Vietnamese? English, Vietnamese. To you. It seems like you don't have.
Nhóc một mình chống lại thế giới.
Okay, it's gonna be in English. So I think so we go one by one. So we're gonna start by the first question of is morning shower is good for or bad? And I think firstly so to facilitate the peer learning, so I would like to hear the voice of the on the part first before like the question gonna be go one by one, and then you know the question will be discussed by us, and then okay we have us with the answer at the end of the question one by one. Do you get the format? Okay. For the first question, I saw Chị Phương had tried that. Chị Phương think that morning shower is good way to start the day, and don't take the shower at night, especially in the winter time. So anyone, do you have any opinions about that?
About taking shower?
Taking shower in the morning, we concerning the.
I want to add a little bit right here. Cold showering.
Cold showering. In my opinion, I think it's good. And it also depends on each person, like habits or lifestyle. People can choose to take a bath in the morning or in the afternoon. And firstly, I think it's because usually when we wake up, it's good if we touch, like when we touch our body, and it will help the blood lưu thông là gì mày?
Flow.
Yeah, flow. Like I also see that many people they advise to massage our face, or also in yoga we also have some kinds of like, or Tai Chi also have a kinds of wake up body to touching in the body. So I think taking a bath is also a way to let the blood flow and wake up with that.
Wake up huyệt đạo.
Dot on the body.
And also about mental, like usually water have the ability to cleanse, so it's going to help you start the day with, I think it's fresh, and yeah, it's good way and for your brain, mind. Yeah. And about cold water, yeah, if cold water is good, not good for evening. About morning, I think it depends also on the weather. The weather, like if that day is too cold or rainy, then it should not be like cold water. So it depends on the environment around you. Like it is hard, or it's about 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning when the sun is already go rise, so it could be better. Yeah, I think so. So it depends on how you feel with the weather, the environment around, and you can choose the water. And I think even in the evening, I don't know if it's for other people, but for me, I have a different like I used to live in different place, and with different place I have different time of taking a bath. And if in our house now, I take a bath usually at night, and but I take a bath with hot water. So I think it's not, for me, it does not affect my health with that. And yeah, that's my opinions.
Thank you.
So I think we have two opinions from Chị Phương and Un right now. So maybe I invite Olga for your sharing about the morning shower and about the cold water shower. Hello, Olga. Okay.
Well, actually, I was wondering about the rest of you. I understand that it's 7 people altogether, but only 5 people spoke. Maybe we hear the rest of you speak.
So you want to I and Hoàng, it means that we facilitator, we also like sharing about our week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So I and Hoàng gonna say, and then you're gonna share about the what you think about the question of the solver later. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you want to go first? So during the week, like for me, I practice like like something that I already wrote on the desktop knowledge and the flow last week. Firstly, I spend more time in the nature, so I go out every day. Some that is rain in the daytime, so I go out in the morning time. So I do the like some kind of nature bathing or something like that. So I usually go out and enjoy the nature nearby the mountains or the beach nearby my house. And because for that I reduce, and I can see it's like it have the domino effect because I spend more time in nature, so I less time to use the digital stuff. I spend less time in the computer on the mobile phones, and because of that I also spend more time talking with people. And when I come back and use the laptop for my reading and learning, I can see it's very effective, and I pay more attention, more concentration on reading. So I do the I feel that I have a nature deficiency disorder, so I go out for nature bathing, and then I do some digital detox by limiting the time that I spend on the screen. And I spend more time talking with people. I focus more on the work. I do the work like normally I gonna do a longer work period, but for now I do a shorter period of work with more concentration. And every day when I sitting on and start working, I first gonna decide in my mind that what the specific thing that I want to express today, and I just focus on this one thing. And for the physical health, so we stay together in the house, and I am happy that we have friends that support me to consume and eating the healthy meal. Un and Hương have also cooked for us every day with the very healthy balanced meal. And before the meals, we also practice the like the silent contemplation or the five contemplation that I already wrote in the roof. Like it depends on the day. Some day that we don't feel that we want to talk anything, so we do the silence ritual, and some day that we do the five contemplation to pay respect and grateful for on of the people who have the food done for us. And anything else? I think that's it for my practice last week. And to do the exercise for you guys, I have some little research and reading and learning more about the health topic. I think it's good for it's a good food for my mind as well to learn about these things. Okay, thank you for listening, and thank you for doing this exercise. You're done. Giờ em
Thì em nói từng câu xong gì là em nói. Thì ngày qua em để nói ngày tuần vừa qua kiểu em cũng đã học một khóa về thực phẩm ấy, dinh dưỡng.
Last week I do an online course on Eat East called Food for Thought.
Thì trong cái khóa đó thì học cũng sao kiểu thì nhờ cái khóa đó em cũng tìm hiểu được những cái như là những cái chất học được những chất như là vitamin, chất béo, đồ ăn nhấn, thực phẩm chức năng chẳng hạn.
Thanks to the course, I have learned and understand more about the macronutrients and micronutrients like vitamins and proteins as well as chất béo và gì nữa. And
thực phẩm chức năng.
And thực phẩm chức năng tên là gì?
Supplement.
Supplement. Yeah, a supplement. Yes, good.
Sau đó thì
Em về kể về trải nghiệm về nhà của em.
Thì sau khi học xong thì em cũng thực hiện được nhiều, em cũng hiểu hơn về dinh dưỡng. Ngay từ lúc trước khi học ấy thì em không quan tâm nhiều đến thực phẩm ấy, em chỉ coi là việc ăn là một cái việc đời sống thường ngày thôi, chứ không để ý việc là mình ăn gì sẽ kiểu mình ăn gì nó sẽ tốt hay xấu ấy.
Understand about the food that we consume every day. Before the course, I just take it for granted. Like I just thought that like eating is just the thing that we do to survive. I don't really pay attention to what really matter in the food.
Thì sau khi tìm hiểu khóa dinh dưỡng của sau khi học được khóa dinh dưỡng của cô Oga và cái khóa học thêm đó food for
thought, yeah.
Và thì thought thì cũng quan tâm nhiều hơn đến những thứ mà mình ăn thường ngày.
After like have some session with Olga and also do my online my self study online in the Food for Touch course, I paid more attention, understand more about the daily food that I consume.
Và để hơn khi mà mình ăn những cái thực phẩm đó thì cái cơ thể mình cảm nhận như thế nào.
Especially I like I pay attention to my body. How do I feel when I consume like eat type of food?
Okay.
Question.
No question.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's it. Okay.
So if I understood your suggestion, we go question by question, and now I talk only about the cold shower because it was the first question, right? Okay.
So, can you speak a little bit louder?
Okay, I will try. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me okay? Okay.
Okay.
So I actually agree with the group discussion that it should be individualized, because cold showers are appropriate in many situations, and they can be a training, a good stress for our immune system, and they can activate us and wake us up. Also, you need to feel yourself and understand your surrounding, where you are. So yesterday I did a presentation about comparative medicines that have ancient roots. So I was talking about actually this one, about the Tibetan medicine to the Mo Ban group, and I compared it to Thai medicine and Ayurvedic medicine and Chinese medicine, and every single tradition talks about the water treatment and the cold temperature treatment. And they always say that you need to understand which element you want increase, which element you want decrease. So you need to use common sense. And if you don't trust yourself, maybe ask an expert, but nobody knows you better than yourself. So in theory, it's a very good practice, but you also need to feel good after you do that. That's the ultimate test for me.
Okay, thank you, Olga. So we're gonna move to the second question, tricky about the sleeping concern, huh? And we feel that now recently he only slept 6 hours per day, but he really feel well about that. So the question is that like sleeping hour or 6 hours sleep per day that good for health or not? And we also have the first opinion from Ji Phương là sleep how many hours per day depends on you. No correct number for the activity. Just make sure you feel healthier and well after waking up. So I will leave the floor for you. So anyone who want to share anything? Me. Okay, cool. Come on.
Okay, in my perspective, no, not really my perspective, but through my experience and what I have learned somewhere, or yeah, it's true that it depends on each person, and also for me, someday I sleep quite late and I wake up earlier than the older day, and I feel really well. And there are some days that I sleep more and I feel quite tired. And about sleep, I used to read in Ayurveda, and they have a 3 kinds of type of people, and each type of people will need different time of sleep. Like there are some people that need longer period of sleep, and there are some people will need less. And I think it's also like eating or taking baths or anything will depend on how you feel with that sleep. Like it will depends a lot on not only on your health as a present, and it depends on the weather, it depends on the food that you eat, or the physical activity of yours, and how you like on that day you think a lot or something like that. So I think it's good, even different in each day with each individuals. Like there are no specific like how much enough. It's just like you feel tired and you want to sleep, you want to take a nap, just go to sleep like that. And I also see that the power of sauce nap. Ủa, đi ngủ ngắn có phải snap không? Nap. Yeah, taking a nap.
Ngủ trưa.
Yeah. Or when I used to do some yoga nidra, it's like relaxation kind of yin yoga, and I think the theory, the philosophy is also like sometimes you do not need to sleep, you just need to relax your body and your mind at that time. Maybe just around 10 minutes or 15 minutes is also enough. Yeah, so that's my points.
Okay, so we have two sharing, and anybody of you who feel want to talk about this topic?
Can I share some of my experience about this? Okay. I think that when we talk about what we did or how we sleep, it's not how do I say that? It's not separated issues, but we have to consider them in a holistic view. So yeah, I totally agree with Win that it depends on other habits of us, not only how many hours that you sleep, but if we talk about the number of hours, I used to hear about this and I practice myself, and I think it's true that the number of hours should be accumulate of 30, no, 90 minutes. For example, you have to, and at least 4.5 hours. It means you can sleep 4.5 hours or 6 hours or 7.5 hours or 9 hours. Some kind like that. Yeah. So and another thing that I want to add it to, it also depends on you whether you are a night owl or early bird. If you are a night owl, I think that it's still be okay if you stay late and you get it. But if you stay late and you get it early, it will be better. Yeah, it's for the number of hours and the different kinds of people, the two kinds of people.
Thank you, chị Lê. Anh Lê. Nhưng mà, but I quite not understand the first thing you mentioned about is about 6.5 hours or 7.5 hours. I don't get that point. Are you talking about this sleep circle?
Yeah, I mentioned about the sleep circle.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. However, because if we talk about sleep, it also it's not only about the number that you go to sleep, but also the number that you go into the
deep sleep.
Yeah, the theta or beta. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly. So sometimes if you are in that the stage that of deep sleep, and I don't know if you have experienced that, but if someone call you, someone wake you up, you will feel really frustrated. Yeah, because you in the really deep state of sleep. So when you are waken up, you feel really irritated. So you will get angry easily. Yeah. So if you live together with your roommates or some family member, should mention about it to them. Yeah, because I experienced it myself with my younger sister.
Oh, thank you. I also realized it, and also before I go to sleep, I usually calculate the time I should wake up with the phone, and so that I can set up the alarm clock, so that I wouldn't get into the wrong state and get tired. Okay, thank you. It's just a bit sharing.
Yeah.
I think that's it for discussion. I would like to the voice from with Olga about this issue.
So actually, I want first to kind of put together the question 1 and question 2, and address some of the points about the water body temperature and how it affects the sleep quality. And actually, that will relate also to the lemonade question later, because what we see in front of our face and what we taste is not exactly what happens to our body and how it affects us. A lot of people think that if you take a warm bath or take hot shower, you are warming yourself. But in reality, what happens, you are actually opening up your skin pores and you are losing a lot of heat. And it's very good for sleeping because you cool down your core and you sleep better when your body is cool. So you're taking warm bath to cool yourself down. Does it make sense about
Taking warm bath nhưng mà chưa cool.
inside, outside? Sorry, I didn't understand.
Yes, I think it's well because our is it because sorry for interrupting you, but is it because our body will try to keep balance? So when we take hot shower, it will try to cool down, and it's the opposite.
Yes. When our body feels something hot outside, it wants to maintain homeostasis, and it brings the blood to the surface to cool itself, and it opens the pores so you evaporate more. And this is how you lose your body heat. Yeah, this is the body self-regulation mechanisms that are kicking in. And so the cold water, when you jump in cold, if you have the experience, you probably know that instead of feeling very cold, you feel very hot, because your body wants to protect itself and does something similar. It rushes all the blood and increases circulation, so you feel the rush of heat when you jump in an ice cold pool. Let's say you took a sauna, and you're doing this hot and cold ritual, right? So again, this is kind of the different ways that the body reacts to the stresses and reacts to the changes in the environment. So about the sleep length versus sleep cycles and the individual needs, I want to see if I can screen. I downloaded right now. For some reason I don't see the screen. Okay, I see the screen share. Okay, let me see. Nope. I don't understand how to do that. Okay, maybe I will, instead of doing the pictures, I will try to find it back in the. Okay. Maybe I'll pull it up again. My downloaded image is not showing on the option for the sharing. Okay. Okay, so now on your screen, I hope you see the different stages. Some of them are REM sleep with the rapid eye movement, and some are non-REM. But actually, It's not good representation because we are sleeping more in the waves, you know, not as a circle. So yeah, that is much better. So the reason why I strongly suggest do not waking up to alarm unless it's emergency and you are getting late, you know, or you have a danger of getting late, you know, to the airport. Try not to wake up to alarm clock, because alarm clock can wake you up at the wrong time. And even if you had very long sleep, you will wake up stressed and exhausted. So because of this approximately 90 minute cycles, it's not just important to have a certain number of hours. It's important how many cycles you sleep and at what moment during that cycle you wake up. It's much more important than the length. Yeah, so now there are some innovators who came up with alarms that are connected to your vital signs. You know, you're wearing a ring or some kind of other wearable devices, and this alarm will have a window. You know, it's not a precise time, but your desired window when you would like to wake up, and it will match your own ups and downs and sleep, and wake you up when it's the best, you know, during that cycle within the desired window. So that is one of the things I wanted to share. Another thing I want to share, and let me see if I can do that. Okay, so do you see the animals on your screen now? No. Okay.
No, we still at the sleep circle.
Okay. Maybe I will get, for some reason, I don't understand how to share an image as a screen share. Okay, I will get to them. Oh, maybe it's here. No, it's already the quiz. So I will try to type and talk the chronotype image. Sorry guys, this is something that I thought will be much easier to do than. Okay. So what I want to share with you is that it's back to the buyer individuality. Okay. So how about now? Do you see animals?
We do.
Yes, we do, yeah.
Cái gì?
Đây là từng loại động vật khác nhau. Đây là đại diện như từng thể trạng khác nhau.
Hay đấy. Nó còn có này nữa.
Đâu.
So
I think okay, you can send the link. You can send the link.
Is it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
I will send you the link to the quiz, so you can play this game and understand what kind of animal you are, and later on you can also read the description of your personality traits and see if this quiz describes you or not. Of course, we have much more varieties than 4, so it's kind of roughly grouped, but at least it will give you an idea. So when you feel guilty for not waking up early, but you know, in your chronotype, you're actually not supposed to. So you will feel, oh, okay, you know, that, you know, I have a reason why I'm like this. But please don't use it as an excuse to stay up with bright lights, with the screen, with something very, very energizing and you know, making you alert, because you will have the, you know, this fake alertness that would not be your natural rhythm unless you overstimulate yourself. So please respect your chronotype, and don't use kind of bad habits instead. So okay, so what was about the sleep? So again, many people claim that they can sleep 6 or even less hours and be totally functional and alert. And test after test, study after study actually disproves it, because sometimes drunk people feel that they're totally sober, and stressed and malfunctioning people think that they are wonderfully functioning, and their cognition and mood and everything is wonderful, because they don't see themselves from the side, and they don't remember how they used to feel, because their no sleep or low sleep abuse being so long that they don't even remember how it's supposed to feel like, to be fully energetic, to use all their brain power. So that is a trap that a lot of young people fell prey to. So I caution you against having this fake spike of cortisol and adrenaline when the tired body uses internal whips to make you go around and do things. So there are very, very rare exceptions to this rule, that more than 99.9% people on earth definitely need much more than 5-6 hours. So it's 7, 8, 9, and it's age related, it's related to the season, it's related to a lot of other things. So yeah, just do experiments and see how longer sleep feels like, and try not to wake up to alarm whenever you can. Okay, so I will send the link now in the chat, and I'm done with this topic.
Okay, so you finished your talk over here?
Yes, with this topic I'm done. And,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, maybe we can move to the next one.
Okay, so
unless actually, right after the shower and sleep, I put a note for myself about the living and eating intuitively, and how you guys were experimenting with the lemonades, and you say, oh, I noticed difference. Oh, I didn't notice much difference. And I remembered one of my virtual teachers on his video class said, yeah, one salad is not going to cure you, and one burger is not going to kill you. So all these lemonades will time to effect. It's great if some practice or some food shows results right away, but one salad is not going to cure, and one burger is not going to kill. Just keep it in mind.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I would like to add for like a minute to translate it into Vietnamese for our people here, and then we can move to the next question. Okay. Okay, thank you everyone. And then I would like to invite Vũ to oh no, what is can you repeat your question? Okay, let me do it. What is the mechanism of drinking lemonade in the morning with an empty stomach? How it affect overall physical health? So anyone want to share? Or Vũ, do you want, if you want to explain your own question, you feel free to do so. Huh?
Alo chị Phương chị có thể đề cập tới cái việc mà bữa chị nói là nước chanh có tính axit cao á, với lại tính hàn á, thì như chị bảo là không nên uống trong bụng đói đúng không? Thì chị có thể kiểu nhắc tới cái đó để cho kiểu mình có những cái quan điểm khác nhau á, để mình có thể dễ coi thử cô ra nhìn nhận vấn đề này như thế nào á.
Nhưng mà cái đoạn mà có tính hàn thì không biết là tiếng Anh gọi như thế nào.
Như là yin á.
Yin là dương mà em.
Nhưng mà ngày xưa lúc mà đi học ở Mập Ương thì họ dùng từ là cool hot với lại hot hot cái gì?
Cool gì? Cool hot.
Ấy là hồi lúc mà tụi em học về mấy cái thực vật á thì họ cũng dùng từ cool như vậy.
Chị có nói là traditional Chinese medicine.
Đúng rồi. Vậy bây giờ vô nói luôn hay sao?
Dạ chị nói chị nói với cô đi.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Is it okay to talk here? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to share my idea about the question belong to Mr. Wu. He said that about drinking lemonade in the morning, and my idea is my Chinese medicine doctor. She said that the lemonade is not good for my body because they have acid, and by the way, it's like in Chinese medicine they think that lemonade and orange had the it's like the kun, and they is kun, and it's not good for the people who their body is kun too. So that's why my doctor don't advise me drink too much lemonade or orange. So how do you think about this, Olga?
Okay. So this is back to the cold and hot water and body temperature. So the same way that a warm bath can cool you down at night, the same way lemonade is actually very alkalizing. Because what we taste on our tongue is not what our cells taste. Because what we get in our mouth is still outside of us, because we have this tunnel. Imagine that you are driving in the car and there is a river. So there is the tunnel under the river. So your body is like the river, and the food is going through the tunnel. So in the tunnel it is acidic, right? But then in the middle there is fire. So our food is burning, and then what we're actually getting inside, what actually can go out of the tunnel and into our body, is something that is burnt by our digestive fire. So after digestion, a lot of foods change their characteristics. And lemons have very alkaline salts, alkaline ashes, because they're full of alkalizing minerals. So what it gets into our tissues is actually not acidic, but very, very alkalizing. But I agree with all the practitioners. It's not just in Chinese medicine, also in Ayurvedic medicine, and all other the wise traditions, that all the citrus fruit is very cooling. Most fruits are cooling. There are some heating as well, but this is a good example of cooling food. And most raw food in general are very cooling. That's why vegan and especially raw vegan and especially fruitarians create very moist and cool environment inside that is very good for candida, good for a lot of yeast and mushrooms to grow inside because it's damp and cool. So it's not on the subject of lemonade. So yeah, I agree that you need to know who you are and how it affects you. And in general, if it's hot weather, then lemonade is good. If it's cold Russian winter, then maybe you drink less lemonade, and you do it naturally. You just want it less. On a hot summer day, you want to drink much more lemonade. It's just common sense. It's what your body will crave and enjoy. So yeah, it's kind of for me quite obvious, that you just follow what feels right. So that's my idea about the lemonade. And why I suggest it in the morning, maybe I add a little bit there, because when we will be talking about the natural rhythms, and we talk about the cycles, the cycle of one day, the cycle of 1 month, the cycle of 1 year. So within one day, there are 3 larger parts, the 8-hour parts. So there is 8 hours that is great for eating. Next 8 hours is great for building, absorbing all the nutrients that you digested. And the last 8 hours is great for cleaning, for detoxing, for eliminating. And these 8 hours start 4 o'clock in the morning and they finish at noon. So this is your golden opportunity to go with your nature, and everything that you do to assist elimination is helpful. So when you brush yourself in the shower and you clean your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your skin, you poop and pee, you sweat, you move around, so your lymph system is cleansing. You drink so that it's easier for all the toxins to get eliminated. So all these things, together with some supplements like charcoal or clay or whatever else that is absorbing toxins. So all these beautiful strategies are especially great in the morning. They will work any time of the day because you never stop detoxing. Every second of your life, you are doing all 3 things. You are eating, building, and detoxing. But in general, the biggest chunk of energy, the focus of your body is like this, 8 hours, 8 hours, and 8 hours. So that's why they're, the morning lemonade. But it's not obligatory. It's just something that adds kind of the extra upgrade to your natural vitality project rhythms. Okay, now I'm done with this topic.
So one more question, like, is it good to drink lemonade with empty stomach? Like my mom always told me that if I drink with empty stomach, I will have problem.
Okay, then may I ask, I answer question with a question. Is it good to have acid in the stomach, or is it bad to have acid in the stomach?
um, depend on the amount. If it's too much, then it's not good. And if it's not it's, if the stomach the acid in stomach is too low, then um, it's not.
Well, your stomach is designed to contain a very, very concentrated, very strong acids because it's the only place where you digest your proteins. So, and all the dangerous things like bacteria and a lot of pathogens are also proteins. So it helps your nutrition, and it also helps your defense mechanism. So if you have low stomach acidity, then you will start growing bacteria inside that will eat away their stomach lining. It will be irritated, it will be full of holes. So when you eat something and you start producing acid will burn these holes, and I have stomach ache. Not because stomach acid is bad, but because on general you do not have good strong stomach acid all the time that you need for your strong immune and for your protection. So my mom is a medical doctor, and she said something that I wouldn't say myself about the doctor, so I have to quote her. She said, there is not such a thing as elevated stomach acidity. There is such a thing as elevated brain stupidity of the doctor who told you so. So all these things about taking antacids, like Tums and all these horrible things that neutralize the stomach acid, they leave you like unprotected baby against all the dangers that come inside. So you cannot digest your food, you cannot protect yourself, and you create environment for bad bacteria like H. pylori, for example, bacteria that will grow very aggressively in the stomach that is very low acid. So to help your stomach to produce enough acid, you need to be well hydrated first, because it's a liquid-based substance. And second, you need good salts, because it's hydrochloric acid. So it has the two components, one comes from water, the other comes from salt. So to stimulate your good stomach acid production, I give you one tip. You are ready? Okay. So to create strong, good, healthy stomach acid after your meal, instead of having dessert, take a grain of good quality real salt and put it under your tongue and allow it to dissolve slowly. So this grain of salt will stimulate the good acid production. And also all these fermented foods, with probiotics, they're helping. And, there are a lot of other things. But if you remember just one thing, remember a grain of salt after meal. It's like your digestive. Before meal, it's nice to take something bitter. In all cultures, we were drinking something bitter, to stimulate other digestive juices, pancreatic juices, so you have good bile flow and blah, blah, blah. So that is also very good. So before meal, it's nice to have some bitters, and after meal, a grain of salt. So if you already have irritated stomach and you drink something acidic, it will hurt like hell, because it's red and inflamed, it's irritated. So it doesn't take a genius to say, hey, don't hurt me, don't drink, acidic lemonade. But after you do the proper detox, after you throw away everything that was sabotaging your health, and you take their inflammation out, then you need to have all these acids up, so that you will digest all your food, especially the proteins, properly. The end.
Oh yeah. Now I know why this week I drink lemonade and my stomach feels good, because I add a few grain of sea salt, unrefined sea salt to it, and yeah, I feel it stimulates my digestion system.
Oh yeah, you move.
You unmute.
Yeah. So that is one reason. Another reason is that it's very hydrating. You know, the water that you drink sometimes just flows through you and comes out, and it can take some of the minerals out. So this happens when you are drinking so-called drinking water. So remember that when you go to like 7-Eleven, on one shelf you have drinking water, on the next shelf you have spring water. So what's the difference? One is aggressive, acidic, empty, and dead, and the other is hydrating, it's full of minerals, and it's alive. And the water with the mineral will have less toxins from the bottle than something that is close to distilled. So the better the filtration, let's say that, you know, the more empty the water, the more aggressive it is on the plastic. So the worst water possible is distilled water in plastic, because you will be drinking plastic soup that will be dehydrating you. So the best water is going to the mountains when the water offers itself after moving, because the water loves, you know, the moving patterns. You know, I don't know if you're already familiar with Rudolf Steiner and Victor Schauberger's theories on the, you know, patterns and moving, blah blah blah. But in any case, you know, the water that just comes out, and it's you know, the flowing natural water, of course not in the area that is heavily contaminated, you know, hopefully far away from human activity. So that for me is a super luxury water. And then there are degrees, like how far away. Okay, you put it in the glass container, you take it home, it's also super water. You know, if somebody brings it to you in plastic, you know, the longer it's in the plastic, the less super that water becomes. But so you know, it's continuum, it's like a scale. There is the best, and then in the like less good for you. So yeah, so lemonade is a live flowing water that hydrates you. So it gives you alkalizing minerals. It helps your stomach, but it also helps your brain, helps your muscles, help, you know, you to produce the energy, because it has the minerals to do so. Okay, the end.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Olga and everyone. So I think what Olga already has said is really right. So I think Vu can help me like do a conflict briefing of what you understand in Vietnamese. And all of you who have any point that contribute to the sharing that can have, we do the Vietnamese translation now, because some of us will be miss some point, or some of us can understand totally. So Vu, can you do so?
Maybe we finish all the topics so you can discuss in Vietnamese all of them, because I didn't talk about the fish and protein yet.
Oh, okay. So because I afraid that we're gonna forget, so I just take a minute to like do a 2 minutes to direct into Vietnamese. So Vũ nói nhanh về cái nói bằng tiếng Việt đi. Nãy giờ nói cái gì bị khô
tại vì cô mới vừa nói về sự khác biệt giữa nước uống mà mình hay uống thuốc chai với lại cái nước mà nước suối á. Nước suối là nó có khoáng chất là mineral rồi, nó alive đó, nó có nhiều chất dinh dưỡng thì nó giúp mình khi mà uống vô mình giúp mình thải độc, nó detox. Còn cái nước mà mọi người uống trong cái chai như La Vi á, thì mọi người uống vô ngoài nước ra, mọi người nước đó nói chung là bị tiệt chủng, tiệt khuẩn, nó không có gì, nó không, ngoài việc nó không có bacteria ra thì nó mọi người còn uống một đống plastic vô trong gì microplastic là gì, vô trong
vi nhựa.
Cô lấy cái ví dụ đó để nói về nước chanh á. Chanh thì nó giống như cái nước suối, là nước chanh thì nó cũng kiểu nó cũng có những cái khoáng chất rồi, nó cũng có những cái vi khuẩn có lợi thì nó sẽ giúp mình khi mà uống vào buổi sáng giúp mình đẩy nhanh quá trình thoát cái thải độc á. Thì cô bảo lúc nãy cô bảo là trong buổi sáng là từ 4 giờ sáng cho tới trưa là lúc cơ thể nó clean, nó dọn dẹp những cái chất độc trong người á, để nó thải ra. Thì cái việc mình uống nước chanh này nó giúp đẩy nhanh cái quá trình đó và nó thúc đẩy cái quá trình đó. Nên cơ bản là vậy. Nãy cũng có một nãy nữa nhưng mà ngắn gọn vậy.
Có vậy vậy thì cái vụ ăn sáng hay sao? Ăn sáng kiểu đói bụng thì vẫn uống được đúng không?
Cái này á, lúc nãy cô nói con nói cả mấy phút luôn á, thì nó là tùy vào bụng mày nữa. Ví dụ như những cái bụng nào mà bị không, tức là bụng dạ dày mà được thiết kế là để chứa axit đúng không, nhưng mà nếu như ăn cái gì đó hoặc là kiểu lối sống không lành mạnh làm cho cái axit trong dạ dày bị trung hòa, khi mà mày uống vô mày sẽ bị đau thấy mẹ luôn, tại vì bụng nó mất khả năng chịu đựng axit á. Gì nữa thì thế là tùy ăn uống vào buổi sáng bụng đó thì tùy vào người. Ví dụ như chị Phương bị hàn trong người á thì cũng không nên uống á. Nhưng mà ví dụ như tao kiểu cảm thấy thiếu uống được, ví dụ thử lên cơ thể cảm thấy uống được và cảm thấy cơ thể nó khỏe thì sao. Vì nói chung cái là tùy người. Tao nghĩ là tốt nhất mình nên thử đi coi là bụng mày có bị đau không rồi biết.
Xí cho Phương nói thêm cái hồi nãy á, lúc mà cô cũng có nói với cái vụ mà sau khi ăn rồi bỏ uống thêm bỏ thêm một chút muối vô lưỡi để từ từ cái nó tan ra đó, thì Phương nghĩ đến một cái câu đoạn đó là cái vụ chanh muối đó. Tại vì bên Đông y thì họ giải thích là uống chanh muối, Phương uống chanh muối thì được, nhưng uống chanh tươi thì không được, tại vì chanh tươi thì nó lại có tính hàn, nhưng chanh muối là do cái việc thời gian nó ngâm muối quá lâu rồi á, thì nó đã làm giảm cái tính hàn của cái chanh đi rất là nhiều, nên uống thì cũng ok. Vậy thì liệu rằng mình thay cái chanh buổi sáng bằng chanh muối thì có được không? Thì cũng giống như là Vũ uống chanh là Vũ bỏ thêm một tí muối, còn cái này là còn cái này là chanh muối, vốn vì nó là chanh muối luôn, thì Phương không biết là có ảnh hưởng gì cái việc, tại vì thật ra chanh muối thì nó cũng như là một cái dạng pickle rồi, nó có ảnh hưởng gì không đó? Nhưng mà tại Phương có post cái câu hỏi mà cũng chưa thấy cô trả lời.
Vậy chắc hỏi luôn nhỉ, sẵn tiện chủ đề về chanh nè. So Olga, we finish. But so one Phương raise one
question.
Raise one more question related to lemonade. So Olga, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So her doctor told her that she cannot drink lemonade, the original, the normal lemonade, but she can drink lemonade made from fermented lemon. Pickle lemon. So they put lemon, salt, water inside a jar, and they ferment it for a certain amount of time. So her doctor advised her she can drink that lemon. So what is your idea on that on this issue? Because her doctor.
Let me run for a second to my fridge, and I will bring something back. I will be just one minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I am back, and let me get my. Okay, let me see if it's readable. So this is exactly what she's talking about. Yesterday, we went with my friends from Mabuang, from the Mo Ban Ban group, you know, this amazing people who are sharing their Thai traditional healing secrets with the world and their skills. So I was the grateful recipient of their skills, and I was sharing all this my like blah 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 knowledge stuff and some biotherapy as well. So we were talking about it, and it inspired me to buy the fermented lemonade from the famous Abu Bay traditional Thai hospital that, you know, tries to source organic herbs, and then they develop recipes according to the traditional knowledge, you know. So this is exactly what takes good food, ferments it, and creates the superfood. So you do it with you know, all these herbs inside are added to the fermented kefir lime and some salt. So that is you know, definitely the way to take something good and make it better. So if you cannot handle fresh for whatever reason, a lot of times you can handle the fermented version. That is actually even better. I can handle both, so it's part of my rainbow spectrum. I love variety, so I give my body whatever is tasty and you know, then the body decides what to take from there. So just give opportunity, and if you choose only one, it's okay, you know. And yeah, so for me, anything fermented is kind of upgraded version of the fresh and raw.
Does the fermented lower the level of acidity?
No, it actually as a taste, it increases it. But like I was talking, you know, what you taste with your tongue is not what your cells taste, because your stomach is like a pot and you're cooking the soup. So your intestines are like an oven, you know. There are fibers like wood, and the bacteria, when they eat them, they create a lot of heat, so it's like fire. So your stomach is sitting on this fire and you're cooking soup, you're burning everything you eat, right? So, and then after this magic process is done, the food is not how you tasted it. So what you taste on the way in and on the way out is different, because there is this metamorphosis, you know, the magic transformation happens. So even if the fermented lemon or lime still tastes acidic, it's not how, you know, you will absorb it. And it actually, what fermentation does, it lowers a lot of things that are aggressive and toxic, and increases bioavailability of everything that was already there, plus adds something that wasn't there, that was created in the process of fermentation. Because as the yeast, bacteria, and, you know, like all these other microorganisms, when they eat the original food, they actually produce something that wasn't there. It's part of the magic of fermentation. So when we get to the nutritional you know, I call them my 3 magic tricks, and we talk about fermentation, we talk more about all these transformations. But I'm all for it. You know, it's nice to have something raw, something cooked, something fermented, you know, they're all healthy options. And depending on your personal constitution and depending on their health situation and season and environment, you choose more of this, less of that. You just, you know, play this game and create your own vitality the way that makes sense.
Thank you. Chị Phương, vậy cô trả lời vậy có được, chị có thỏa mãn gì?
Thỏa mãn, mà tại vì chị cũng cảm thấy là ok, nếu mà không muốn chanh thì chắc uống chanh muối cũng được. nhưng mà cũng muốn hiểu được cái nguyên nhân của nó, tại vì bác sĩ đôi khi nói cũng sẽ không giải thích rõ lắm cho mình mà làm mình thỏa mãn lắm. Nói chung là fine, ok rồi.
All right, we done with this question around lemonade. I think we should move on the next question of
Okay, before we move on, because like okay, I host today, so I am sorry that we are like more than 30 minutes over than we expect that we plan. So to add that, is that possible for you to further to continue the session today to like a half an hour or more for the rest 2 or 3 lessons? That like I would like to get your consensus on like should we continue or we should stop here because the time is over right now. I don't know if Olga or any one of you busy with your work or your job, or you willing to take more like time for stay together to discuss about the health issue today. So Olga, do you busy or do you want to continue?
I'm available. I can answer the rest of the questions. It's okay for me.
Thank you. Yeah, and the rest of you, is that okay for you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, chị Phương and chị An Lê.
So we will try to answer all the questions left. And how about the presentation of Olga next week?
Yeah. Next week, today only the our on section with Olga assistant on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
got it.
I think that I want to suggest that we will start with moving away everything that sabotages us first before we add something new. So to me, as I was thinking about the next one, I think the most logical is to do the holistic detox. And then I will introduce other parts of detox that we can leave for later on. So for the next week, that is my suggestion, that I will do kind of overview of detox, and then we can jump into overview of nutrition, and then kind of overview of this, and then we can go into more specific smaller topics within the big ones. To me it makes sense. If it makes sense to you guys as well, that would be nice to hear from you.
Yeah, I think it will be great for me as well. I think like it's very important to have the general and overall view of everything before we like go deeper into each topic. And I know everyone else, so are you okay with that?
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I will write my first okay in the chat. So detox. Okay.
Ủa, vậy bây giờ mình tiếp tục với câu hỏi đó đúng không? Với các câu hỏi còn lại đúng không?
Chị Phương ok cho mình nha chị An, rồi chị Phương ok với việc mình continue tiếp không? Tại vì em bây giờ mình plan mình nói với nhau có 1 tiếng mà bây giờ nó hơi hơn một chút rồi, không biết mọi người có phiền hay không để mà tiếp tục.
Phương ok, không thành vấn đề.
Okay, thank you everyone. So we are okay with like going on further. So the next question also from Vu. Can you read your question?
Đấy là pass question ở đây tới cái trình tiếp theo của chị An nó delay hơn á, rồi cuối cùng quay lại.
Okay, so you want the question about the digital stream to be the last, right? And so we invite the question from chị An hả? Chị An, can you read the question?
Sorry em, nãy giờ chị bị out ra 3 lần cho chị đã mất cái conversation rồi. Bạn nào có thể nhắc lại giùm chị không?
Có recording á chị.
Không, ý là nhắc lại để cho chị keep track để mà chị hỏi tiếp hoặc là chị này kia nọ tiếp, nhắn gọn á Vũ.
Thì nãy giờ là hỏi của là cái việc uống nước chanh thì nó tác động như nào tới cơ thể, thì chị thì của
no, sorry em không phải, ý là hồi nãy Thiên kêu chị nhắc lại câu hỏi của chị, nhưng mà tại vì hồi nãy giờ chị bị out ra nên là chị bị mất cái conversation trước đó rồi, cho nên chị không.
Rồi thôi để em đọc cho.
Okay,
cái câu hỏi mà chị ghi trong khung chat á.
Em nhưng mà khi mà bị out ra thì mình sẽ bị miss
chị em gửi qua chị rồi chị.
ý là bây giờ muốn hỏi chị hỏi Olga luôn đúng không?
Dạ đúng rồi.
Okay.
Chị lặp lại câu hỏi của chị như vậy.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Ủa chị unmute, chị hình như chị là chị mute.
Sorry. Okay. Because I'm a pescatarian, so I use seafood and fish as one of my main source of protein, alongside with other veggie plant-based protein. So I concern about some high mercury or uric acid in seafood, especially salmon, because it's one of my favorites. So can you share me how many serving or how many grams that I should limit my consumption on seafood? And the second question is that what is the high quality protein food for vegetarian? That's my two questions. Hello? Hello, I'm done with my question.
I think I'm gonna point this question directly to Olga.
Okay. So as the answer to this question, I will do one more screen sharing. Oh, now I can do the photos for some reason. Nice. So first time didn't work, but this time, I had the, option for the photos. Wonderful. So what I want to point out that all the foods have something good and something bad. When we're talking about the fish, the smaller the fish, the less they accumulate something dangerous, and the more they accumulate omega-3s that are good for us. So there is this wonderful table that I recommend you guys use as the guide. So the smaller and the fatter the fish, the better it is for you. Because as fish eat other fish, they accumulate, and unfortunately they accumulate everything wonderful and they accumulate everything horrible, right? So the safest way and the most nutritious way is to go for the smallest and the fattest, like anchovies, and the little dry fishes that you eat with their head and tail and everything else. So this is the best snack for your brain, for your bones, for a lot of other organs and systems. So when it comes to salmon, a huge percentage, I would probably more than 90% on the market, at least whatever is affordable and what you can get in the restaurants most of the time, is a fake salmon that doesn't look the way it would look if it wasn't painted. So they feed it horrible food, they live in horrible conditions, it's abused animals that live very short and not happy lives. And so what we eat is a lot of concentrated toxins together with something good as well, because nothing is 100%, right? But in the farmed salmon, we have a lot of bad and a little bit of good. But if you get the wild caught salmon, then you have the opposite ratio. You have a little bit of bad and a lot of good. So if you insist on eating salmon, insist on eating wild caught only. And because of overfishing, that is not sustainable for all of us. So I go back to my original recommendation to try to eat as much tiny fat fish, hopefully also from the cold streams, cold waters, if you can find it. Because the colder the water, the more omega-3s fish needs. Why? If you think about different fats, the saturated fats are solid at the room temperature. So if you put butter or some animal fat on the table in the kitchen, it stays solid, right? But the unsaturated fats are liquid even in the fridge. So their melting temperature is different. So for fish to be able to move around and be flexible in cold water, they generate a lot of omega-3s. So that's why the cold water fish that is small and fatty has the highest, this wonderful source of omega-3. And since we're on the omega-3 topic, people say, oh, don't worry, I know I eat a lot of flax seeds, so I cover my omega-3s. I was like, well, it's nice if you convert it to the omega-3 that you can actually use. Because I already talked about this analogy, a pile of brick and the house that you can just turn the key, walk and live inside is not the same thing. So the plant omega-3s is a pile of bricks that you need to put a lot of effort, sweat, all the extra materials. You need to hire a lot of specialists, and and maybe you can construct the house that you like, or you just walk into the house and enjoy it. That's your animal omega-3s. That is exactly in the form that we can use already. So you don't need to convert them. So that is about their safety. So their smaller fish has less toxic stuff. Mercury, of course, is not the only one, but in that thing that you see is an example of bioaccumulation. And so about the protein, I guess I'll stop sharing. So as for the protein content, this fear of not having enough protein is not based on reality. It's based on obsolete nutritional science. When we were counting calories, when we were losing weight with eat less, move more, and all this other bullshit that never worked. So all this protein counting is in the same era of the past, that you can just relax and just enjoy real food. So if you eat real food, not the products, you're not hungry, it is impossible for you to be protein deficient. So it doesn't matter if you're eating plants or animals, you will get enough protein if you're not hungry and the food that you eat is real food. That's the point. So just, relax about this whole subject, and do not combine, count, and do all this unnecessary stressful stuff. You can concentrate on something more creative and pleasant in your life. Finish.
Thanks for your answering. I have questions about the meat. So is it that white meat fish will be better than the red meat ones like salmon?
No, it's not. The color of the flesh is not the criteria for quality. And if you want to have the highest nutritional value in the animal kingdom, you go for fresh organs. So, or the eggs. Like, for example, fish eggs will have much, much, much higher nutrient concentration than fish. It's like when we're talking about the sprouts in plants. So same eggs in birds or caviar in fish will have all the potential and all the nutrients that their adult organism will have in a much more concentrated form. So that is one. Another is that liver is an incredible organ that concentrates a lot of nutrients. Unfortunately, it's also a detox organ that can be caught at the moment when it's still working and moving through some toxins. So in the liver, you will have both concentrations of something good and something bad. But even in the horrible conditions of CAFO, even in the industrially raised animals, which I never recommend consuming, but even in the worst case scenario, the good in liver is much higher than bad. So please try to source your livers from the fish in the best sources possible. Like, for example, the cod liver oil for me is the best from the Norwegian company, Carlson. And most of my clients, who are following this, Vitality Project protocol, supplement with this liquid, the cod liver oil liquid as food, not in capsules, right? So, and same with any other animal. If you want to eat less of it, go for heads, go for organs, and try to get as much of the whole animal as possible, because the chicken breast is probably the least nutritious part of it. And same with other animals. So the muscles have much less nutritional value than organs. So all traditional societies knew how to prepare brains. They knew how to prepare kidneys and livers and all the hearts and the stomachs and everything else. So that is a much more valuable parts, not the fancy expensive cuts and steaks and stuff. So white and red is not about their nutritional value, it's just about their blood supply and stuff like that. So
so you are talking that the organ of the chicken will be high nutrition than the chicken breast?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Any organ of any animal, fish, bird, the land animal, all of them, meat, the muscle will have less nutritional value than organs. So, and the less you cook it, the better it is. So just, cook very, very slightly, or just have like tartar style raw is the best way. And same with eggs, their egg yolk, if you put your eggs in their smoothie and just blend it and, create some superfood smoothie, that will be one of the best ways to get all the nutrition. An omelet is probably the worst case scenario, because everything fried becomes like a toxic plastic that creates a lot of inflammation, and you have something nice and you destroy it and then you eat it. So for me, it doesn't make any sense to eat anything fried if you're eating for health. If you're eating for fun, okay. But if you want to get the nutrients, cook your, organs, especially, as less as possible, as tender liver as you can manage, to make your pâtés and whatever else you are making.
You mean as raw as possible, right?
I'm sorry?
So you mean we should keep our food as raw as possible?
Well, I'm talking about the organ meats and eggs in particular, because there are foods that need a lot of preparation, like slow cooking methods that were developed over hundreds, if not thousands of years. So grains are extremely toxic foods until you detoxify them. So grains and beans, they need a lot of love and care. You know, if you eat them not prepared right, like what now say, oh, you know, this is this flour, that flour, most of these flours are extremely toxic. So most of the grains and beans, if they're not cooked well, if they're not prepared well, they're, you know, they have more anti-nutrients than nutrients for us. So my suggestion to cook less was specifically about the eggs and organ meats, the most nutritious part. So
Yeah.
caviar in fish, eggs in birds, and you know, livers and all of them are probably the most nutritious parts that you need to cook less.
Okay, yeah, got it. Thanks so much. Okay, then this information is really overwhelming, interesting.
Okay.
You know that my country, my tradition, Vietnamese tradition, have a lot of dish that's from like raw egg, not raw organ, and no, sorry, raw egg, and like they and a lot of dish made from animal organ. That's very delicious.
I will kind of kill the suspense. Not only Vietnam, there is not a single tradition anywhere, north, south, east, west. Absolutely all traditions had raw and fermented foods traditionally. And we ate something fermented daily, all of us. And we had, you know, all these things prepared using common sense because our ancestors just looked at the results. So when you eat something less damaged, you know, then you are less damaged and you can function longer and better. Just common sense.
Okay, it seems like we have a very nice discussion today, huh? So we're gonna move on, okay, everyone? Okay,
so we will keep the computer detox for the digital detox topic. We will kind of put it hanging in the air like a carrot.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
of us who want to protect our bodies from computers, we will talk, you know, in the detox part of it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna hand the question, hand it on. Okay. Put hand. Okay. And so I think the last question is about.
Sleep earlier.
Yeah. One more question about sleep. Can you recommend some good way to sleep earlier at night?
Recommend to sleep. Sorry, I didn't understand the. Recommend what at night?
Recommend some way, some good way to sleep early at night. Some mental, some way, or some approach.
Of course, there are herbs and supplements, and there are, you know, foods that can help you to quiet down. But I would like to answer this question in depth when we have their sleep topic, because it's a really important, a very big topic, and I don't want to take it lightly. So it's not just one part. You know, I want to kind of create a big picture, all the pieces of the puzzles together, and you can see what makes sense in your life. So it's you know, how your day affects your night, how your mood, how there are different lighting, how, you know, there are so many different things, you know, temperatures. We will talk about the dangers of the modern LED lights. We will talk about, like, you know, many different aspects of our lifestyle that you know, make sleep better or worse. So that is something that I don't want to answer in just 1 minute and forget about it. So it's not just a cup of tea, you know, it's much more than that.
So I want to ask the last question. I sometimes I want to walk out, like exercise or run, go for a run, or I want to take a shower, but I feel a little bit hungry. And do you think I should continue my activities when I am hungry?
Actually, you just ask a question that is the part of my top 5 suggestions for um, the best dietary practices. And one of them sounds like this: hungry, eat. Not hungry, stop. You understand what I mean? So your body will tell you exactly when to eat and how much to eat. So if you respect that and you eat real food and you chew it very well and you really enjoy it, then it's the right time and place to do that. So before you eat, it's nice to take a nice belly breath, kind of come back into your body and ask yourself, am I hungry because when I eat I get less stressed, or am I really hungry? Is it my body asking me? So is it hunger or appetite? So if you are hungry, please eat. You know, don't be violent to your body. Non-violent communication. So the only time I do not recommend eating is to use it as kind of the tool to calm down your stress. Because what happens when you are stressed, your blood, your energy is in your arms and your head and your legs, right? And you're, you know, very stressful. So one way to become less stressful is to, you know, do some other activities, or you can force your body to get the energy back to your center by chewing, because you're now asking for this to come back. And that kind of forces your body to switch from sympathetic to parasympathetic. But it will not be very healthy switch because it's forced. So when you first become parasympathetic and calm and then you eat, then it will be very kind and loving and real, right? So before you put food in the mouth, you know, first take a glass of water or lemonade or kombucha or, you know, warm tea or whatever you are drinking. So take a breath, you know, drink something and ask yourself, am I hungry? If the answer is yes, just enjoy.
Okay, thank you, Olga. It's very nice answer.
In the end, I forgot, I wanted to repeat. So one of the important principles of the good dietary practices: hungry, eat. Not hungry, stop. Yeah, mindful eating.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Olga. I'm so happy for today because it seems like we have learned so many like interesting and especially very relevant and helpful in our real life. So do you have any lot or like comment or recommendation or anything that you want to talk about the health in general or about the way that we organize the section, and anything that you want to talk about the preparation for next week? What do we expect that next week we're gonna do, or what do we need to prepare? So I leave the last word for Olga.
Well, like I said earlier, I think the most logical way for us to continue, now that we have the kind of a big umbrella of the vitality pillars in general, so we are more mindful about what is too much in our life, what is not enough, and what is stuck, right? So now we can do one by one these big topics. And first we will remove the obstacles. We will look at the areas that sabotage our health and what is too much in our life. And so it's body, mind, and spirit. And so I will introduce different parts of this holistic detox that are not really separate. We will just talk about them as if they're separate because it's easier for our brain to remember. And so we will talk about toxicity and detox next Sunday. And I hope that during this next week, you will find time to watch Food Matters that I saw that you already found the link. So I will be referencing that movie, and we can have a little bit of discussion. This movie is great for all the three pillars: detox, nourish, and flow. And so I will address more of the detox part of it, but that is also a movie that I will mention in the later talks about nutrition. So I hope you will be more mindful now, even during this coming week, about everything that is happening in your life. But I want you to be especially mindful, like focus on the areas that are disturbing you, that are in your life that you feel that you're ready to let go, that maybe some obsolete programming that you feel that, okay, I don't need to have this belief anymore, it doesn't serve me. Or maybe some feelings, some traumas, some fears, whatever, what you would like to release. Or maybe you have something in your body that some conditions or constipation, I don't know, allergies, asthmas, whatever else you're having in your body that you're ready to let go of. So I invite you this next week to address your own body, your relationships, and anything else in your life that is too much, that is toxic. And so we will talk about it, and hopefully you will get something helpful in how to let it go.
Okay, it's right. Thank you very much, Olga, for everything. I would say that everything that you have done so far to us and your recommendation. And I think to end the session, I invite, it's about to say a word or a sentence about your feeling or what you have learned or anything. A single word or a sentence is okay. For our section today, how do you feel or what have you learned or anything that you want to share in one sentence or one word? Okay, and do you want to go first?
For me, I feel really enjoy this session today. It's not sleepy as I think, because I just like finished lunch and I feel really kind of tired. But I feel today's session is really, there a lot of knowledge and things that I feel useful for me. Yeah.
Can you please give me example what you found useful, something specific?
For example, like about the mechanism of lemonade, like you see the body as a what hotspot,
Hotpot à? Hotpot.
phải không? Cái nồi hay cái gì?
Muốn nói gì cũng được mà.
Yeah, so it's like what we is outside into our body is not like that. Yeah.
The river and the tunnel.
Yeah,
The river and the tunnel. Yes.
And it's also inspire me to live more like intuitively. Like we are the one who know ourselves the best, and there are no advice or specific method that is good for everybody. And yeah, that's the way. Invite
Video.
So I'm hungry now.
Today the thing that I learned that I think is most important is that there's no specific answer for my problem or my question. I have to observe myself and find my own answer, and maybe outside people can help me a little bit, but they cannot help me to find the answer. I have to be the one that find the answer. Yeah, that's the thing I learned today. Okay. Yeah.
Invite chị Phương đi.
Hello. Hello. I will keep eating animal organs, and I won't feel ashamed about it anymore. Because you said that animal organs is more protein than meat, and actually it's cheaper than meat. Yeah, that's all.
Mời chị An Lê. Thank you chị Phương.
Oh, yeah. Today has so many useful information. But I think what I remember the most is listen to your body. Yeah, because it sounds simple, but it's really, really difficult. Yeah, but I will try to practice it. Probably.
Okay. Oh no, we still have time for that. So Hoàng, you're gonna say something about lesson today. How do you feel, or what do you have to learn? Anything?
Em thấy buổi hôm nay em biết được thêm rất nhiều thông tin nè. Sắp em.
Tiếp nói đi hả?
Biết được thêm rất nhiều thông tin có thể áp dụng được vào đời sống, như là việc các việc ngủ chẳng hạn. Thứ hai là việc uống nước chanh, hay là trước khi ăn là mình nên ăn những thứ đắng, sau bữa ăn mình nên ngậm muối, xong rồi đấy thì những cái thứ đó mình có thể áp dụng được vào ngay cuộc sống hơn, giúp mình giúp mình đối xử với bản thân mình tốt hơn. Hết rồi.
I think the session I translate for him, not me. Okay. So I feel the session today is very informative and relevant and helpful for my real life. Before there are many things that really applicable immediately in my life. For example, it's about sleep, like it about the sleep, it's about the lineage, the lineage, and about the eating habit that we gonna eat something bitter first, and then after the meal we can have something salty. And there's something that I feel is really helpful, and I can apply immediately right away in my life. Yeah, and yeah, you again. What do you say?
When you were talking about their sleep and types, I just had an idea. I think I will repost the link to the quiz in our Facebook group, and I would like to meet you one more time. This time I would like to meet your animal. So please post in the comment the result of your type and your thoughts. What you think, how much it describes you, and does it make sense to you, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, it's very kind and helpful that. And for me, I really feel energetic, like helpful and curious about the journey ahead, because like I just feel vitality project they had gone so a few days, but I feel that we on track, we're on the right track, and we have learned and we have practiced, and some many of us have many transformations in our daily life, understand more, or like we can like modify our like habit or lifestyle, and I think it really helpful. So I really appreciate gratitude and grateful for you, Oya, especially, and also for all of you to be present here to practice together, to boost each other energy, and to share the beautiful this beautiful journey. And thank you for your collaboration today on the this week. I am on the working on the exercise, reading the material, and sharing during this section, so that we have a very fruitful session today. So again, appreciate and thank you again and everyone for your beautiful presence until now, and hopefully to we're gonna have a more fruitful and useful information with the journey ahead in the next few weeks. Thank you everyone, and see you soon next week.
Bye.
สวัสดีครับ
Have a good day.
Please, nhanh, please stay.
Để yên đó, chào mọi người.